Hey everyone, I'm Airwingmarine. Welcome back to the channel and my next Escape from Tarkov video. We're going to do our weekly update to the Hideout and show you how to make the most profits. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. Alright, so two real quick things I want to talk about. First is, this is designed for the average prices, sale and purchase for items in the flea market. I can't go over the min-max of everything because there's so many different scenarios. So you do what's best for you. I'm just here to try to give you a little bit of a guiding light. Second, the only rule to maximizing profits in the Hideout is don't stack crafted materials from the same module. So, for example, don't craft green gunpowder, then take that gunpowder you crafted and craft a red gunpowder with it. Craft one or the other, because you're going to eat up your time and not make as many rubles per hour if you stack crafts. So, with those two things out of the way, let's get into it. At the med station. So for right now, pile of meds are your number one craft, and it's probably going to stay this way for a while. They've been on a steady climb, and last wipe they peaked about 14 to 14.5 on average. They get into the 15s, and you'll see them higher than that. Just make sure you get your augmentin cheap. If you can get it for like 22,000 right now and sell for 13.5, this is going to be the most profitable thing to make. Now, Salewas can make you money, but you have to be very specific about how you do it. The first thing is you have to be able to buy the hemostats from Therapist at the cheap price, not the market price of over 10, 12, 15K sometimes. Buy the 5 you can get from Therapist. And then on top of that, you need to sell them for over 30K, which you can do about once a reset. There's about a half hour to an hour every reset where Therapist runs out of Salewas in stock, and you see Salewas skyrocket to 30K, 33K, sometimes even 35K. And that's the time you want to target to sell. Now, when it comes to crafting propitols, what I say here is that I use golden stars in raid, and when I get them down to 1 or 2 uses left, I'll take that golden star and craft propitols with it. That means even that 1 use golden star is worth between 50 and 60K. So remember that when you're in raid and you're moving stuff out of your secure container, that 1 golden star better not take the place of anything worth more than 50K, because you can craft that and make money with it. There's one craft you can craft that basically breaks even. You might be able to make a little bit of money on it, is the defibrillator. Make sure you craft this at night when you log off. Get your components as cheap as you can, and then save those up for either a thick case or sell them on the market after you get a level 3 intel center to keep that flea market fee down. Now, over at the nutrition unit, nothing here is going to make you money unless you have a level 3 intel center and about 35 hideout management or higher. And then that reduces your flea market fee enough to where you can scratch a little bit of money out of this. The couple of crafts you can do and do okay with, though, are like the Willistons. If you're going to trade for the M1A barter, that's a pretty good barter. And then whiskey, you can craft that for cheaper than you can buy it. So if you're using that for barters, that's another way to go about it. Now, if you have a level 3 intel center and that 35 hideout management skill like I was talking about, you can make money with whiskey, slickers, and max energies, but it's just barely. And you got to watch your components. And on top of this, if you get out of raid with a non-found in raid chocolate, slickers and whiskey are the best way to go. Over at the booze generator and the water collector, you're making money at the water collector, hands down. Now, I get a lot of questions about this. What a lot of people don't realize is that you only use 65% of the filter to make 1 purified water. So it's 100 units. You see right here, it's 100 units. You only use 65 of those. And that's with no increase in hideout skills. As your skills go up, that decreases and decreases. So always make this. Even the filters are expensive. You're going to make a little bit of money with it. The booze generator, however, does not make you money. Now, you can craft this and use these for barters because, again, you're going to craft it for cheaper than you can buy it for, especially if you use the Therapist barter for sugar, which is really good right now with as expensive as sugar has gotten, or if you're running the Scav Case moonshines a lot. This is the way to feed that because you can craft it cheaper than you can buy it. It's just the flea market fee makes it to where you can't sell it and make money. Now, speaking of the Scav Case, we'll go over and take a peek at this and just talk about it real quick. There's 3 things I tell people to run in here. I tell them to run the moonshine for streamer items, intel for keys, and the 85K to make money. Now, you can make money on all 3 of these, and the moonshine and the intel are bigger gambles but bigger rewards. It just costs a lot of money. If you have the money to sink into it, by all means, go for it. But if you don't, the 85K will almost always break even or make money for you this early in the wipe. We see people in the Discord regularly get slicks, green key cards, black key cards, Kiba keys, all sorts of stuff that makes this run worthwhile. Now, at the Intel Center, the top craft bounces back and forth between VPXs and graphics cards. So depending on what you spend on components, that's what you want to craft here. In my opinion, the graphics card has more utility though, because you can craft it, you can put it in your Bitcoin farm, and then as you get non-found and raid cards out of raids, you can swap those with the found and raid ones in your Bitcoin farm and then sell them. So not only is your found and raid generating Bitcoins, but eventually you sell it and make money off of it. When you're doing this, watch VPXs, check them every day, try to get them on their low swings. They will drop under 350K, and if you can get them for that, you're gonna make really good money on graphics cards. As far as the VPXs, the RAM is really where you're spending most of your money. So if you can get that cheap, or if you get them in out of raid without the found and raid status, this is the best thing to do with them. On top of this, if you use the 21WS key, this can be a great craft and turn it into the 11SR. It will make you a bunch of money selling it, especially if you get yourself those 14 good runs out of that key. Now, crafting RFID readers and flash drives can look like they make you a bunch of money, but you have to be careful with these because the flea market fee is very high. So I just want you to be warned, you can make money, but you're not going to make the most because of the flea market fee. It just eats into your profits a ton. Now, real quickly about the Bitcoin farm, all I'm really going to say about it is it makes you money. It makes you lots of money and makes you buttloads of money. If you want to see a bigger analysis on this, I did a video specifically on that. I'll put the link up here. You can go check it out, see what your thoughts are on that, and make your own opinion based on what I provided. Now, at the Lavatory, you've got a bunch of options here, but the best one, honestly, is Scav Backpacks. And the best part is it's level 1 Lavatory. Get your materials for between 16 and 17K total, and just make sure you sell your backpacks above 15K, and you're going to do great here. What I do is I make 6, 7, 8, sometimes 12 of these backpacks at a time. I stack them inside of each other, and when I'm ready to sell, I unstack them in my inventory, and then I sell them as a big cluster at the end of the night for, anywhere from 16 to 17K sometimes. The Cordura craft with the tea bags is also a fantastic craft, especially if you push the sale of the Cordura into the 20Ks or even 25K range, which they will get up there from time to time. If you get a big stack of them, list them for there. People buy these up for all the barters on armor, so it's super cheap and it's super worthwhile. So this can be a fantastic craft, especially because you can buy the materials from Ragman. Next up is Ox Bleach. Now this one is a little tough because the components can bounce around some. Just make sure you get all 3 of them for a total of less than 35K, and then sell your bleach for as close to 9K as you can, 8.8, 8.9, somewhere in that range, and you're going to do okay. Another little trick in here is if you have bottles of water, don't drink them all the way up. Drink them to one use and hold on to them. Then buy a soap when you see soap in that 9K range, and then turn those into bottles of shampoo. You'll make okay money at this, and it gives you more utility with what you're doing in your hideout, and basically pays for your water. Now, at the end of the night, I tell everybody to craft Lucky Scav junk boxes. This does 2 things. Basically, you can break even with them if you're careful about your components, but it also helps raise your flea market rating, which helps you sell more items. Now, if you have Shooterborn and Heavendom, this craft is actually the best craft in the hideout right now because you can buy your magazine cases for so much less than the market. You make anywhere from 4 to 500K on each of these Lucky Scav junk boxes. They just take a long time to craft. So do those at night when you log off, and you'll be happy with it the next day. All right, now at the Workbench. This module honestly has the most crafts that you can make money with, so we're just going to talk about a couple. The top 3 here are all on the level 1 Workbench, which is great. They're Hawk Gunpowder, circuit boards from the DVDs, and VOG 25s. All of them make really good money, but my favorite is the Hawk Gunpowder. I try to get my blue gunpowder for less than 17K, my greens for less than 64K, and matches for less than 25K. And then after that, I push the red for over 70K if I can. This nets me a comfortable profit where I'm happy with crafting these. If I can't get those components for that, I'll shift over to VOGs or I'll shift over to green gunpowders usually. Now, the green gunpowders are kind of second tier here, but they're so easy to craft once you get Spot 2 or Part 2 done. You just buy your grenades from Peacekeeper and from Proper, and you craft green gunpowder. It's super easy. And it doesn't take a bunch of thought. You just save them up and sell the green gunpowder at higher price times. All right, so in summary, there are a lot of crafts in here that can make you money beyond what I talked about. Best thing for you to do is to pick a couple of crafts that you know really well and make them your niche. Know what the prices for the components are, high and low, and know where you can sell them at. And then stick with those, and that'll maximize the profits you can make from the hideout. And to wrap it up, the best crafts right now to make on average are Pile of Meds, graphics cards, Scav backpacks, and Hawk Gunpowder. With that, I wish you the best in your hunt for profits in the hideout. Well, that wraps up the video. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you hit that like button because it helps out the channel a bunch. And subscribe for future content. We also have a Discord, links down in the description, that you can come join. We're filling up with a bunch of chill people who just love to play Tarkov. If you're looking to support the channel in other ways, we've launched a Patreon with some benefits like access to a Discord channel, constantly updated spreadsheet for my Hideout calculations, and some other things if you want to go check it out over there. Lastly, thanks for your support on YouTube. It means the world to me and I greatly appreciate every one of you. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you in Tarkov.